Okay, got the old Craftsman air compressor, 25 gallon, and I have the same problem that a lot of people have, which is the air regulator is leaking. So I took it off, and it seems to be a common problem. It's got a crack in it. It's got this crack in it. So let me show you what I'm going to try to do. All right, so as I said, I'm going to try to fix this. Now I went online and the part isn't available. Actually, the part was never available. It was always the complete unit. So what I'm going to do is three things. First, I don't want to buy a new one if I can help it, because watching the other two YouTube videos, they just don't seem to fit. So I mean that's going to be my last resort. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try low super glue. I consider this a free fix since I already have it. So I'm going to try that first, and if that works, fine. If not, we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so let me just see what I can do with this. I've got it on a piece of plastic so that it doesn't stick onto this. So first I'm going to do the edges. I'm going to hold it together. I'm going to put a little on it, and I want to make sure that I don't keep a lot on it because it's going to break the seal. So let me just hold this. All right, let me shut this down for a minute. All right, it's been a few minutes, and this actually seems to be holding. It's not perfectly round, but that doesn't matter. Air will still get through it. However, that's plan A. I'm going to try plan B, which is a milk container here. Got a cheap hole saw from Harbor Freight. And I'm just going to drill it and try to make my own. I don't know if I can do this one-handed. Let's just give it a try. Okay. Well, that's sort of distorted. I'm going to have to put the phone down so I can use two hands, and then I'll show you what the hole looks like. Okay, after multiple attempts, I still can't get a nice round hole in here. Actually, the hole saw is making this pretty much the size of this. So I guess I'm going to go to plan B2. Okay, here I am. Plan B2, using a razor blade. Got it on a piece of styrofoam and just trace the lines. Sometimes the simplest solution is staring at you. Here I am cutting the plastic on the milk container with a razor blade and not thinking I could do the whole job with a razor blade. Now, this inside really doesn't have to be all that accurate. As I said, air is going to get through it no matter what. The outside, a little more important, because you have to be able to fit into that hole. And that's probably going to take a little more work to get just right. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, why didn't you just go out and buy some of that blue make a gasket seal? Well, the thing is, how much money are you going to put in before you buy a new one? You can buy a new one for $20. The gasket sealer is going to cost, what, $8? So, you know, and it may or may not work. This may or may not work, but it's free. So, I think that glued up one will work. All right, so all I got to do with this is now trim it down to size, and see if it fits into the little thing here. Right, the razor blade is very easy to use on this, and it only takes a minute to do it. And when I'm done, I guess what I'll do is I'll just sand it and see if I can get it to fit in there. Now I do have a plan C, a plan D, and my final plan, I guess, is just to buy a new one. But since I can't really ruin it any more than it already is ruined, since it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. So just have to, it's getting pretty close. And that stuff really, I don't know if you can tell or not, but that's almost identical in thickness. So let me just finish making it round. Okay, so I've got it in. Fits pretty good. And here's the one I fixed. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the compressor first, and I'm going to see if this works. If it does, then I'll just hold on to this one for a spare part. Who knows, it doesn't work. But anyhow, as I said, I had some other plans, C, D, E, F. My plans just keep on going. My next one was going to be, this is just a hose washer, right? But it's too small for here. So I'm thinking one of two things. First, I could make a washer out of a piece of old inner tube. Same way I did this one, only it would be made out of rubber. The second thing I'm thinking is if I heat this up with a heat gun, and if I put it between two pieces of wood and squeeze it, really squeeze it, it should get bigger, right? Same with an O-ring. The O-ring is too small. I'm sure I can find one that would be the right size, and maybe that would work. But again, if you heat it up and squeeze it between two pieces of wood, I think it would probably get bigger. I don't know. But let me put this in and see if this makeshift one out of a milk bottle actually works. Well, I got to say, that works. That milk bottle thing, I got my pressure up to 120.